After the blossoming of spring, summer now treats us. Though the weather here suggests anything but, the summer anime season is in full luminosity. I've been rather critical about the last few seasons. They lacked both the quality and the consistency needed to be even somewhat memorable. But I can safely say that summer 2015 has improved leaps and bounds over the monotonous winter and spring seasons. But has it improved enough? Let's kick things off with Rocco No Yuusha, an easy on the eye fantasy series. I say this not only because of the visuals but also because of the very basic narrative. The story didn't seem to hint at anything more complicated than the usual adventure setup, which on one hand makes it immune to overcomplicating itself, while on the other excludes it from flourishing into anything more memorable. I have to give this show credit for its effective use of the basics, but it's yet to offer anything impressive, and sadly I can't see it evolving into anything further down the line. Gangsta was quite easily my most anticipated show of the season. Everything from the staff lists to the promotional content proposed the series that raised a few metaphorical eyebrows. I can't say that I was completely satisfied with the first episode, but to say I wasn't pleased would be a lie. The first episode held back most of the meaty information, but did supply us with an adequate amount of world building and character introduction. I touched on some of the more specific problems I had with the show in another video, but for the most part I quite enjoyed myself. The highlight was without a doubt Murasa's marvellous directing. He created a number of superb compositions and used the camera to great effect, not something you see too often in animation. Gangsta has a number of underlying problems that could at any point emerge into the foreground, but for now I'm staying optimistic. Shimoneta was one of the most unexpected surprises I've had the joy of experiencing in a while. It possesses all the ingredients needed to create a really generic low-end comedy anime series, yet it approaches its premise with a unique flair. I'm not saying by any means that this is an exceptional comedy show. In fact, there's a strong possibility of its humour becoming repetitive very quickly, but there was a pleasant amount of nice writing and well-timed comedy in the first episode, something that's extremely rare these days. Usually key anime never work. They always seem to sway too much in one direction, whether that be too dramatic or too romantic. They always fail at getting a balance of tones, resulting in a very messy experience. But this year's Charlotte started off on the right foot. The aforementioned problems didn't arise in the first episode as the show was mainly comedy based. It preferred over-exaggerated moments of humour to sloppy melodrama. This very much worked in its favour. I can't say I properly enjoyed the first episode though. A lot of the comedy felt quite flat and it reused many of its jokes. A poor selection of characters also left me feeling a little uninterested at points, especially the main character's little sister who almost urged me to stop watching. It didn't take itself seriously at all like other key anime, but it failed to be unique enough to get me invested. Gate is without a doubt one of the weakest first episodes I've seen in a long time. The premise was interesting, but the execution was nothing short of awful. The writing and directing were completely random and it felt like I was watching a quick storyboarded version of the episode. Overall, the show had very little noteworthy comedy and characters turned out to be recycled tropes. Unfortunately, the show offered next to nothing, which is a shame as my interests were piqued by the premise. Ushio Tora has a really great classic feel to it. With the use of a good sense of humour and traditional writing, they managed to overcome the simple premise and create something really entertaining. I was far from blown away by the first episode, but it did capture my attention. Aoharu Kikanju is a standard comedy to the point where it becomes quite forgettable. It uses a unique art style with moments of interesting animation to extend its stay in our memory, but it really struggles to be anything more than just another comedy anime. It didn't offer anything unique or interesting in the first episode, so I don't have much hope for the future episodes. Wakaba Girl works on the condition that it only lasts about 7 minutes. This gives it time to set up its situation for the episode, execute it, and then get out before people get bored. If it were any longer it would get tedious, and if it were any shorter it would lose its impact. It's a nice show to fill some time each week, but that's about all. So that's pretty much all I've started watching so far from this season. If you've noticed something that I didn't mention, please do post it in the comments and I'll give it a watch. As you can tell, summer has had a much better start than the other 2015 seasons. So let's hope the quality maintains and we have something to write home about. Remember, if you liked this video, be sure to click the like button and share it around. And if you want to watch more videos, you can click subscribe or check out the videos on screen now. Thank you very much for watching.